Hey guys, Cain Paisley here, and today I'm coming at you with 6 ways to mix up a single lick from Otis Rush. One of the staple ingredients of blues is call and response between the vocals and the guitar. And much like how a vocalist is going to repeat themselves a lot, as a guitarist we're going to repeat ourselves a lot. Also, like the vocalist, what's going to separate a great performance from an alright performance is having a lot of variety within that repetition. Otis Rush was fantastic at this, both as a guitarist and as a vocalist, and he's playing on Working Man from his first album, Morning in the Morning, which, by the way, you should absolutely check out. Really exemplifies this. Nearly every lick that he plays starts from the same bend, and it pretty much sticks within our trusty pentatonic box. But it never sounds at risk of getting boring or predictable. He really mixes it up. The song itself's a pretty cool soulful variation on a standard blues. And I remember the first time I heard it, I was really excited. I went rushing to the band I was in at the moment saying, oh, we need to add this to our repertoire. And we rehearsed it pretty soon afterwards. And it was okay. It wasn't bad, but a big part of what was missing from it was in my guitar playing. I was basically just playing the same lick over and over again. You can hear me in the background still jamming along with the backing track, and I'm trying different things. I've got these ideas, I've got this single area, and I'm trying different stuff with it. But if I was to ask a student or just a less experienced player to try the same thing, I might hear something a little more like this. Notice how the phrasing and expression didn't change much at all within that. There weren't any bad notes in it, but it was just much less exciting. So hopefully looking at these licks and seeing how I vary it up from the same sort of framework is really going to help you to get some of that into your own playing. So this first lick is D minor pentatonic, as most of these are. Most of these are going to start from a bend on the 13th fret on the second string, so that's just bending up to our higher D in our standard pentatonic box. And we've got, and it's kind of like two little quick flurries of notes. Just slightly separated by a couple of gaps. So then this bend up on the 2, 1, 2, 3, and this is kind of like 40 and then this on 40 and 1 and a 2 and that's like a little. It's almost a triplet, but I'm kind of doing that as quick as I can. This little hammer on, and the 10th to the 12th pulling off. Back down. One quick note, a few of these licks contain a pretty tricky variation on the rake technique, which you may have encountered before, but I'll be making a whole video dedicated purely to that. There may be a link around my head somewhere to that, depending on when you're watching this, and if not, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell so you'll get a notification when that does come out. So the second lick's going to start the same way. We've got our 1, 2, 3, 40 and then we're going to carry on with our pentatonic scale. It's a little standard back and forth there at the 10th and 12th fret. And then I'm going to do one of those rakes that I mentioned. So that's just a quick run down the scale, but with that sort of rolling sort of movement. 1, 2, 3. And that's just a cool thing there, like doubling up that note. Gives it that stuttering sort of quality. We're going to start breaking away from what we've done for the last two a little bit. We've got like a zigzagging sort of thing going up and down the scale, and it's really on the edge of becoming like a repetitive pattern. But it just changes. It doesn't quite go the way your hand maybe expects it's going to go. So I've got that same bend on 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, E, and so I'm just doubling up this D and C here at the 10th and 13th fret rather than like we had before. So, and then I've got this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And that's just a really, kind of standard picking pattern across the pentatonic scale, but by mixing it in with that like double set of notes at the start, gives it a little bit more life. Okay, lick 4, like how lick 2 related to lick 1, lick 4 is going to connect to lick 3. So we've got a similar start. It's trickier. You think it's going to go like we did before, but we've got this D, C, D, A now. And then this bend from a G up to A. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that, you might, it's very tempting to want to, we've all done that loads of times, because it's amazing, but that's what we're aiming to do. We're aiming to get out of these little patterns that we're probably getting stuck in a lot of the time. Just that little thing catches your ear. And then just a real quick, always like it if I'm ending on a minor third on a blues run, so this F in this case at the 10th fret, I'll very, very often do a little sort of bend up out of it. Just a little squeeze going, am I going to the major third? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, lick number 5. We're changing it up a little bit with the start of this because we're going to start on the and of 3. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, the and, 2, the and. And that we've got, just walking down the scale, and it feels like it's going to go into another pattern, which it doesn't quite, because we're going to do this little skip across a string. And then back to this minor third. And when he's playing this, he's actually really doing a big vibrato on there, so he's almost getting up to the major third, like I mentioned before. number 6, I'm going to pair this with lick 5 as well by starting on the and of 3. 1, 2, 3. And we've got 2 of those rakes now, side by side. So quick little flurries of notes again, separated by a little gap, like we had all the way back at lick 1. And this is cool as well because we've got doubling up notes as well, like we had in one of the earlier licks to give it that stuttering quality. And both of those are literally just 4 steps down the scale. So we've probably played a lick like that before, but by giving it this little sort of stop-start timing, added a whole lot of excitement to it. Hopefully those licks are giving you some ideas on how to mix up your standard pentatonic phrasing and avoid getting stuck in a rut. If you have enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit like and subscribe and press the bell icon so you get notifications whenever I put out more videos. You can also follow me on social media to keep up with what other guitar shenanigans I'm up to. And please consider checking out my Patreon page where you'll be able to get access to things like the backing track I've been using, tab files, and another video that goes a little bit more in depth into analysing the licks and the techniques used for them. So thank you so much for checking this out, and I will see you all again very soon.